Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Greenback Riders Trading Academy, where we will be taking a look at what are the expectations that we have for the next week and especially for tomorrow. If you're liking the contents of these videos, please make sure you like, share, comment on the videos, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and click on the notification icon. We are also live on Google Meet every day, starting around 9:10 a.m. and most of the days we are there till at least 12 or 2 o'clock before we stop for the day. So if you're interested in joining that, please join our Discord server. The link to the Discord server is given in the description below, and every day around 8:45 a.m. you will see that the webinar link is popping up there. Let us now start taking a look at the chart. So if you're looking at this particular chart right here, you will see that we are in this particular daily channel at this point of time. And if you also see that this was the previous low, we made a new low, we broke the channel to the downside and then came back up, took out this low. Now we will have to wait for this particular low to be taken out once again before we decide whether the price is going to drop further. And if it drops further, this will be my first target around the 5701 line, which is an hourly double top. And then further below that, I will see if we can get to this 5684 and then back to this 5673 area. This is the daily wedge line that we have. We touched that wedge line yesterday or on Friday, and if we keep coming back again, this will be the point where the price will touch the wedge line once again at 5671.25. However, if we are breaking this down, this is the complete weekly flag that we have. So if you are breaking this down, we will come back to this 5670 and then to the 5641 and then to the 5606, which will actually touch this particular trend line to the downside, right? So as of now, if you see, if I draw another trend line to the upside, you will see that we are in a kind of a dropping expanding triangle. So if we say that this is the other trend line that we have to the upside, we are in between these two prices right now. First we have to break out of this, break out of several other tops, then we can think of the price coming up to these areas once again. However, there is also a possibility that we will break out of this. We will go above the high of this particular bar. We will break out of this, and then we can come up till here to the 5843 to the 46 area. This happens to be a strong hourly area, and the price can get rejected from there once again. See, we had a climactic volume on this particular day, which happened on Tuesday. Based on that, we had an inside bar, but then we have broken the low of the inside bar. We created a new low, and then further we created another new low. But since this new low was taken out, we now have to wait and see whether we are able to take out this low once again. And if this low is taken out, then the subsequent areas on the downside are very much possible. Now, if you see here, the ATR currently stands at around 100 points, right? And if this is the high of the day, 5757, then there is a good possibility that we can come down to the 5657 areas once again to create that 100 point. And that 5657 area will be somewhere in between these two lines. So at that point of time, we will just break down this wedge line and then try to come back up again. And then we will see whether we are able to take out this 5674, 5673 area. And then we can go long again at the 5685 and target all these areas to the upside once more. Now, if you look at the 4-hour chart, you will see that there is a stair-step pattern that has formed. So, if we now count the legs, is the first leg down, we pulled back. This was the second leg down, we pulled back. This was the third leg down, the fourth leg down, and after the fourth leg down, if you see, we had a couple of legs to the upside, and then we started again. This was the first leg down, we pulled back. This was the second leg down. This was the pullback, the third leg down, pullback, and the fourth leg down has already happened. So that is actually making me think that there may be a possibility of a bounce, and if we bounce, we can actually get to the 1/3 of this whole drop, which happens to be at the 5830 to the 35 area. And then if we are going above that 5830 to the 35 area, and if we continue to go up, maybe the price will go up to the 50% of this whole drop, which happens to be at the 5920 area once again. Now, if you're looking at this particular 1-hour chart, and if this low is holding, then at that point of time, we will see that this is an inverted head and shoulder structure. And with that inverted head and shoulder structure, if you consider this to be the neckline, the 5775 area, then at that point of time, the 1:1 of the head and shoulder structure happens to be at, let's draw out the fibs here. It happens to be at the 5900 or maybe a little bit higher, the 5902 area. So if we are considering this, Yeah, it will be somewhere at the 5879 areas, the 1:1 of this particular inverted head and shoulder, considering that this is our neckline. However, if we are breaking this down, then that setup is gone, and then the price may actually keep coming down farther to these areas as we talked about earlier. Now, also, if you notice that we had almost a 600 point drop, right? Now, if we are trying to go back up, then and if you're thinking that there will be a 30% bounce at this point of time, then if we are drawing our fib levels here again, then the 30% the pullback happens somewhere around the 5830 to the 36 area, which is highly possible. If we are breaking out of this 5801, then we are taking this 5832 out, and then we can actually come and hit this 5836. But I am thinking that we will have some kind of resistance right here, especially because of the fact this was the new low. And then we came below that, we went above that again, but we fell below, and this time we actually got stuck there. So this 5820 will also be another very important line, and that 5820 is becoming more important because if we are having a 100-point day right from here, this 5820 will be the top. But right as of now, we have broken down the 5720 to the downside. So we will have to see where the price goes and stops, and it is highly likely that we will go and hit this particular channel line once again somewhere around 5640. Now, if you're looking at this particular 1-hour chart, and if this low is holding, then at that point of time, we will see that this is an inverted head and shoulder structure. And with that inverted head and shoulder structure, if you consider this to be the neckline, the 5775 area, then at that point of time, the 1:1 of the head and shoulder structure happens to be at, let's draw out the fibs here. It happens to be at the 5900, or maybe a little bit higher, the 5902 area. So if we are considering this, yeah, it will be somewhere at the 5879 areas, the 1:1 of this particular inverted head and shoulder, considering that this is our neckline. However, if we are breaking this down, then that setup is gone, and then the price may actually keep coming down farther to these areas as we talked about earlier. Now, if you look at this daily chart once again, this was a bullish pin bar. This is also a bullish pin bar, right? However, both of these bars has long wicks at the top, which is not very exciting, right? And also, if you see this particular volume here and this particular volume here, they were not exactly large volumes, which will tell me that the price wants to go up. We had a climactic volume here. We thought that this was a climactic volume. We thought that, okay, this has come down, and we were expecting an inside bar that day. We did get an inside bar, but after that, the volume of the inside bar was not exciting enough, and we could never get up to the top. We broke down the bottom of it. We broke down the bottom of the climactic bar, thereby saying that this was not climactic. But if you see both of these days, we have not been, both of these, the next 3 days, we have not been able to close below this 5745 line, right? This price closed above, this price closed above, this price closed above 5745. Thereby it is telling me that if we are able to, in the morning itself, if we are coming above this 5745 line, and we are above this ETH high at 57.25, then maybe we will get back to this 5764 to this 5773 area, and then we will see whether we are able to get to the top of this Friday and break out from there. And then if the bulls are actually trying to create a signal that, okay, the market is about to go up, we may come down to below this and then go and close above that. So that we will consider as a very strong bar, and then we will see whether the bulls are again buying the pullbacks at that point of time. Now, we also need to remember that this is a very strong weekly as well as a daily low. Now, if the price comes back down, breaks this down, if we break down 20, if we break down this low, and then we keep coming down to these levels and we break it down, there's a high possibility that we will come and hit the bottom of this particular channel once again. So having said that about the price action, let us take a look at the SPX gamma levels at this point of time. Now, these are the major gamma levels that we have, right? This is the level where we have the maximum aggregate gamma, plus this is the second put open interest, highest put open interest, and the third highest call open interest. This is the second aggregate gamma again, and this is the third aggregate gamma with respect to the total exposure that the market makers have in the market as of now. Now, the green areas and the orange areas are minor areas, so we will have to see if they are breaking down, if this LOI is breaking down, down, we can actually come down to this 5650 line, which is very close to that trend line touch that we were looking at on the actual on the price action chart. Now, if you look at these charts here, if we come down here in the morning again, if we break it down, we come down here in the morning again, we can bounce from here, or we can bounce from here, considering this was the flag that got created on Friday. We created this whole flag here on this particular bar, and if you see, we actually got a 1:1 of this flag to the upside on Friday, and that was one of the targets that we had, and we did get that target at 57.71. However, we can come down, retest these lows once again, and then if we are not breaking down this 5700 line, then the price will actually bounce from somewhere in this area, and then we can target this 5750 and back to this 5800 once again if we are capable of breaking out of this particular zone. Now, why I am not very keen on looking at a breakout at this point of time, because if you see, these lines have been consistent all throughout the week. These lines have been very consistent, right? I'm talking about last week. Now this week also these lines are holding. So now we will have to see if we are breaking this down, and then the price may actually come further down. Now, one point to note at this time is that for the March contract, the spread between the SPX spot and the ES mini spot is around 8 to 10 points. It is not that 10 to 14 points at this point of time, just because of the fact that the March contract is almost coming to a closure, and when the futures contracts are coming to a closure, it mostly matches with the SPX spot prices. That has been my observation, and that is technically also that is a correct understanding. So now we will have to see where the price is opening up in the morning. If we are opening up somewhere here, we can get down to this. If we are breaking this down, we can get down to this. Or if we are opening somewhere here and we start to bounce, we can get up to this 5700. Then we will see if we are rejecting 5700 once again. And then if we come down and break these lows, there's a high possibility that we can come back here again. However, if this is where price is opening tomorrow morning for SPX, this may be too low to sell for most of the bears, and they can actually take the price up a little bit, and then they can start selling from there. However, if we are somewhere in this area and we see that the price is bouncing without coming down here, then mostly it will get to this 5750 area and get to the high of yesterday. So some of the possible moves that can be seen is if we are opening from here and if we are bouncing here, this will be the first point that we will be targeting. If we are getting down from here and break down this low, we will be targeting this. Otherwise, if we are getting above this, then we will see if we are able to get above this 572420 area, and we will target 5750 or somewhere in the 5740 areas, right? This particular low that happened. And if we are above this, then we can again target somewhere here or somewhere here. So that kind of a move will be something like this, and then we can break out of it. However, if we are opening somewhere up here again, at that point of time, we can see a rejection back to this or a rejection back to this area also. Now this can be one bounce area, this can be one bounce area, this can be another bounce area. So these are the areas of bounces that we are looking at. The market is bearish, so at any point of time, if it starts falling below this 5666 level, it can come down another 20-30 points to the downside, and we can actually see that 5640 or the 5630 areas as well to the downside. So we will have to keep an eye on where the market opens, and right at the open for the first 15 minutes, what is the behavior of the market and how the market wants to move, and then we know that these are the major levels, right? The purple lines are the major levels, the orange lines are the minor levels, and then we have these areas of support and resistance as well. However, if we are able to get above this, we can get to this 5800 level, which will happen to be the 5807 to the 08 level on the March contract of ES mini. And then if we can get to this Thursday high, we can actually squeeze up to these areas and get to this 5860 areas as well, right? But then we will have to see where the price is opening and how we are behaving right at the open, and till where the price is coming down. If you see that the price is coming down somewhere here, the 5700 area, or the price is actually bouncing from here, this will again be the 5714 areas or the 1413 areas that we have on ES mini, and the price may actually bounce from here again. So that is how we will have to see how the price is bouncing against these major lines or these minor areas, and then we will decide how to take our trade, in what direction there's a higher probability of movement. Now, this is the SPX gamma level chart, and now we will take a look at the ES Mini 15-minute volume profile chart. All these charts are the link to all these charts are given in the description below. So if you want to take a look at the charts, you can pick up the links from the description below under this video. Now, looking at this particular chart, I will not be making any changes at this point of time. I will just remove this particular line. So if you see here, we had a P profile on Friday, right? So this was a P profile, and we create the maximum concentration of the trades were at this area, and this happens to be the POC of Friday. So now we will have to see whether we are holding these areas, the 5712, like we have held right now, or we want to come down. If we break this down, we may want to come down to this 5699 level, and then to these areas as well. So now if you're combining all these things, you will see that all these areas, whatever we are talking about in the SPX gamma level chart or in the higher time frame chart, all these levels are actually matching up. So now we will have to see that whether we are able to get above this 5751 again, and then we will target this 5758 to this 5763 area, which will be the POC. Now we will have to see there's a strong breakout above the POC, and then there is a support that it is taking about right at the POC, and then we will think that okay, there is a possibility that we can get up to this 88 to the 91 level, and if we break this out, we can see the 5800 and then to the 5011 to the 10 area, followed by the 20 to the 26 area here, and then we have the 5835 to the 40 area to the upside. Now if we are giving this up, then as we were saying, this is where we have a gap on the non-adjusted daily chart. So this is where the price may come and hit the 5640 and then the 5636 levels, and if we keep falling below that, we will get to this 5620, the 5610, and then we already have the target of hitting the trend line at the 5607 level. So that is all I have for now. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning at the Google Meet. Again, if you're interested to join that, the link to the Discord is given to the description below, and you will find the link pop up there at 8:45 a.m. in the morning. I will end this video right here. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.